Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my Morgantown camp, which is for my other character. I kind of like this place. It's a neat little cottage type feel. I thought I'd actually made a video on this, but I checked and I either deleted it or I didn't actually post it right. So anyway, I thought I'd show you kind of this little camp. So it's right over here, sort of on the edge of Morgantown. It's kind of a neat little place when they do nuke Morgantown. Most of the time they'll actually miss the camp. It literally comes, most people actually nuke this kind of area. Typically when I nuke, I'll come over here and I'll just be kind of on the border of that. So it's kind of useful. I like this area just because it's kind of central to everything. It's close to the Jordan workshop, or the George workshop, whatever they call it, George Junkyard workshop. So if you need to get a quick event done, or you need to get some supplies, and it's got black titanium and stuff like that as well, it allows me to sort of fast travel. There's mole rats close to everything type of thing. I do have another video on my other settlement, or my other camp rather, which is kind of where is it at? A little bit further down, just over here. So that's kind of where my other camp is, right? Anyway, so let me show you what I've done here, and I'll kind of show you. Like I said, like my last camp, I like these sort of these sort of rock faces. You can do a lot of stuff with them. You can make them into little outdoor areas. I've seen people build here, and they kind of build over this area, which is a real shame. It's almost like there's a set of steps that goes up here for you, up to this area, short of this area, yeah, but you could actually walk up the back pretty easily, guys. And I've got this beautiful little outdoor area, little campfire going. Now, the camp does get attacked by Scorch and super mutants, but low level ones, like level 5s, they typically come from that direction up there by the railway tracks. When people come down the road, one of the things that I wanted was it to look like a natural house that was sort of sitting on the side of the road as they continue on their way to Morgantown. Now, the only problem with this location is it's a pretty active area, so I get a lot of people coming by. This place has been decimated a few times. In fact, just before I made this video, I showed up and pretty much half the thing had been shot up. But it was a pretty easy repair, but shame on those of you or people that actually shoot up people's camps. There's really no need. They call themselves raiders, or they just do it because they claim there's no end game, but there's really no other reason than to be, the douchebags that they typically are that do that, right? So if you're one of those guys, you're a douchebag in my words, and there's really no point. But anyway, shame on them. But anyway, so this is sort of my camp. Now, the main reason I chose this camp area is because it is a junk deposit here. Now, it's a pretty ugly area with this junk deposit. So one of my things is I wanted to try and make, and this was actually somebody else had recommended, is try and make this more of a centerpiece than kind of to the side. Now, if you looked at my other video, it's kind of just one of those things on the side, and it's a resource, right? But this one I actually built. It was a little tricky to get floors around. You can kind of see the floors don't actually quite fit. It's kind of got this gravel that comes up through the actual foundations, which is okay. Kind of gives it some character, I guess. But I managed to get sort of, in the most part, now I did start off with the wooden floors, and I started putting concrete floors. So I recommend start with concrete floors if that's what you want, because it's a little tricky to get them out for some reason. Once you put them in, I couldn't actually replace them, right? So, but this place lights up really nicely at light. It's got this tree on the left here, which turns orange. We'll see if it's looking like it's starting to get dark, so it might actually light up. But anyway, I got this oil light here, and it lights up. It's actually beautiful at night time with the orange tree glowing from the distance. And then when you're coming down the road, you can kind of see it, or you're coming along the railway tracks, you can kind of see it. Anyway, so like I said, there's this junk extractor. I leave this all open. People can help themselves and take stuff out of it. I do have my water purifiers, or water pumps rather, on there. These were actually untouched. I like these ones versus the larger ones because typically if someone's going to destroy your camp, they'll probably go after the bigger item stuff like your generators and your purifiers and stuff. So I like these because you can kind of hide them. So when they destroyed my camp, and my camp's been destroyed at least 3 times, at least this one, they've always not seen these. And at night time, especially if they're destroyed at night time, you can hardly actually notice they're even there. You have to really look for them. I don't have them lit up or anything. Even now in the daytime, they're kind of hard to see amongst, actually, against the color of the building there. Right? But anyway, let's take a look inside. Yeah, so like I said, I've got this beautiful outdoor area that lights up at night time. I built this little area outside. There's still a chair that should be here. Oh, maybe it's gone. I think I used to have a bench there. I don't know what happened to it. I might have removed it. Okay, a little sitting area with sort of a banjo there. All my doors are unlocked. You can kind of walk around the extractor. I couldn't quite get the fence in this area, so I just put a couple of plants there. That's fine. You can kind of jump in there because you can actually, even if you, yeah, you can't actually see it now because I've got the display turned off, but you can actually grab extra junk by actually clicking on that stuff. Okay, so on the main floor I sort of have power armor station, chemical workbench, everything you kind of need, so travelers would come in here and they can do whatever they want. Most time if I see people at my camp I'll actually log off because generally most of them are up to no good. I have a little bedroom area up here and then sort of a balcony. So a relatively smallish place or small house typically, but you know, decent sized rooms up here. Just more for decoration, a little outdoor deck here. I kind of wanted this sort of overlooking and out. At the back here I have all my crops here. I have some razor grain, some potatoes, nutri fruit. Now this area does have a ton of nutri fruit. You don't even have to grow it, to be honest. All around sort of Mama Dose's, this whole area, all is nutri fruit. You can literally, I saw someone make a video on this and I think he collected 120 nutri fruit by just going around this area. So, but obviously you want it close to your camp. There's some wood. I kind of left these logs in here. You know, you can actually just bulldoze with them if you put plants down, but obviously, you know, it gives you some wood there. I also have another log right here in this camp, just over here, so you can get quite a bit of wood there. Have some Brahmin, you get some extra fertilizer. Just remember to empty your wheelbarrow. It doesn't actually automatically put it in your workshop. And then I have sort of, you know, 6 or 7 water pumps going there. It gives me a lot of water. You can sell it or just, always tend to run out of purified water because I use that instead of stim packs. So the more water the merrier. Let me show you from a view from the top here. Now there is a Scorch guy that shows up on these tracks all the time. He sits here, takes pot shots of my camp all the time. He generally stands right over here. He'll show up now and then. I'm surprised he's not here right now. Typically I'll find him there. So yeah, people do come down the tracks and people do sort of walk the tracks quite often. They'll spot your camp, especially at night. It really stands out. It's very pretty at night time. Like I say, you can really see the tree there glowing at night time. You can kind of see the deck area. So I can get up here quick. So yeah, I mean, definitely take advantage of this little rock outcrop there if you're going to build here. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite builds. It's small and cozy, so it gives you that sort of cottage feel. Not too big, but I have actually used all my budgets, surprisingly, probably because of all the florals and stuff, and some of the outdoor areas, some of the plants. Plants tend to take up a lot. Now I think I have 1 turret. I had to get rid of most of them to give me extra budget. But this area is pretty cool as well. I mean, you got sort of a whole bunch of different plants. You got water across the stream, so if you actually do need water, you got actually, you're surrounded by water. You can kind of just go dirty water anywhere over here. Quick jump to the George Junkyard Workshop. Like I said, easy to get to. when they nuke the area. Obviously, you've got the airport and everything close by. You can quick walk up to the prison if you want. So it's very central, and just there's also a bunch of animals that spawn here. Obviously, like super mutants would spawn up here. So typically mole rats would jump up there. Oh, don't know what's attacking me. Invisible enemies. Nice. Can't actually see them for some reason. So yeah, you've got a whole bunch of plants. You've got those weed plants. I forget the names of them. Right down there. So if you're trying to do challenges, you know, having this different vegetation, these plants around does help with a bunch of those challenges. They've also got these guys. I forget the name. There's definitely challenges that have these guys. Again, I forget the name, and I've got the display turned up. Let me actually turn the display on here quickly. Fire caps. So you got fire caps there, and then these guys are the snaptails, or the weed ones down there. And then yeah, if you're looking for chickens and stuff, they tend to, different animals spawn at this side of the bridge, and each time you server hop you'll get a different type of animal, so it's a little tedious as well to get the chicken. It's one of the hardest animals in the game to find, but he does actually spawn right over there. So you know, all in within a reasonable distance of your camp. Well, let's go take a quick look, see if it's dark enough to see if it's lit up anymore. Still hasn't got as dark as I'd like. But yeah, so super mutants and liberators will spawn here, scorch, they'll come down and they'll start taking pot shots as you come. So as you can see already, it's lighting up, very pretty at night time. You know, you can see it pretty much from miles around. If you're coming down this road, one of the things that I actually wanted, yeah, I wanted this fence here just to kind of give it kind of a little border. But if you're actually walking down the road, I don't know if he's firing at me or some other enemies that are invisible here. I think I've got a whole bunch of invisible enemies, probably Scorch. But if you're coming down the road, you can kind of see the camp through this little hatchway, if you will, giving you kind of that view. And then as you come down further down the road, you can actually see the camp, right? So, and like I said, this tree just does light up quite nicely at night time, gives you that very West Virginia look and feel of the house. Got some Christmas lights going here, which is kind of cool. I like those flashing lights, and a little fireplace going there. And that's all just powered by the generator. I'm not sure if I showed you the generator at the back. So I got the generator hidden. The only problem is if somebody shoots up your camp and shoots out the wall, they'll get the generator, but there's so much you can kind of hide there, right? Most of the time it's pretty easy as long as you got the contractor perk card. Always remember to use that before you repair, and then you can just do repair all. And most of the time the hardest part is actually your plants, right? So you don't have enough potatoes or razor grain to actually repair them, and that stops you from actually repairing everything, right? And then one last thing, yeah, there's actually a copper vein just behind the house, about 100 feet, I guess, or so. Let me see if I can find it. Kind of useful if you're out of copper, which is typically one resource you need if somebody destroys your place. All your workbenches and that stuff require copper, but there is one in this area. I'll see if I can find it here quick. It's a little bit further up. Over here. So there is a couple of veins. So if you do need copper, just come grab it. Yeah, it'll turn it into ore, and then you just go to the tinker bench and you smelt it into copper, right? So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and the like button, and comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And if you do build, yeah, I hope you got some ideas on how to either, if you're thinking of building, yeah, give you some inspiration. Feel free to using these ideas as your own. I do not mind. That's why we make these videos, to help others kind of do something unique with their location, right? Or camp. There you go. Thanks for watching.